Hey everybody! I just crossed 1,000 subscribers today, which is really cool. I just wanted to thank everybody. You guys have been so kind and so amazing. And as long as you keep watching, I'll keep making quest guides. But today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of making a RuneScape quest guide, I'm going to be making a RuneScape cake guide. Pretty much everyone has come across this cake in their journey through RuneScape, and I thought it might be fun to try and create it in real life. So let's hope I have level 40 cooking. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Now, in-game, all you need is a bucket of milk, an egg, a pot of flour, and a cake tin. I gathered those, but I came across some problems. Like, what is the conversion rate of cups to buckets? Oh wait, does RuneScape use the metric system? Okay, metric buckets to cups. And pot of flour. Well, I googled how many cups in a pot. Okay, this helpful box came up. Oh, answer! For a full 12-cup pot, that means 6 mugs. Wait, mugs? 6 mugs means 12 tablespoons of coffee. Oh, forget this. Also, is there no sugar in RuneScape? Because a cake without sugar is just puffy bread? I don't even want to imagine how awful that would be. So, in order not to make a spectacular disaster cake-wise, I modified the recipe. For this modified cake recipe, you'll want 1.5 cups of flour, half a cup of milk, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, half a cup of butter, which is usually 1 stick, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder. I put a list of the total ingredients in the description if you're interested. Also, if you look closely, you'll see there are actually 2 layers to this cake. So I did double this recipe in order to get the authentic dual layer cake, just a full disclosure. So if you've ever done any baking before, you'll know that the first step is to preheat the oven. So set your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit because cooking cakes on the stove does not work very well in real life. Okay, and of course we'll need our cake tin. I have a nice springform pan here, which means the sides removed from the base if needed. And grease it good, because nothing is more disappointing than having your cake stuck in the pan. Well, except maybe a hard clue scroll that only gives you black d'hide, a magic bow, and some fire lighters. Okay, time to start mixing ingredients. Start by getting your butter, make sure it's soft. Yep, mine is definitely soft enough. Yeah, I definitely planned that. It will be very easy to mix. And scrape it off the wrapper if needed. Perfect! Sugar? Then grab your cup of sugar and pour it into the butter. And then mix. And feel free to use an electric mixer if you have one. I just thought it would be easier to film if I did it by hand. Next we add 1 of the eggs. It's best to do 1, mix it up, and then do the other and mix again. Other egg. Alright, there goes the other. Oh, it's looking good now. Stir in your 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That's what makes it good. And vanilla-y. And go ahead and add your baking powder to the flour, and then pour it all into the rest of the bowl. A little bit of a fun fact, I'm actually using gluten-free flour here because, well, gluten messes me up a little bit. That's looking good. Mix until it's smooth and then add the bucket of milk. And when that's all mixed up, it's ready to go into the tin. Looking good. Now, we get our tin pan from before. No trick to this, really, just pour it in. And then it goes into the oven. Probably should have worn an oven glove because of safety, but oops. Now let it bake for 30 minutes. While you're waiting, if you want to make icing to go on the cake, now would be a great time. For my icing, I used 2 cups of powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup, which is a 1/2 stick of butter, not quite as softened this time, and 4 ounces of cream cheese, also softened, which turns out to be about half a package. Okay, chop this in half, because we only want half. And smack it in there. Then add the butter. Mix those 2 until they're pretty well combined, and then start adding in the powdered sugar.
It's easier if you just add a little bit at a time, then mix it to get rid of any lumps, and then add more sugar. And keep mixing until you use all of the sugar and the icing is really smooth. Oh yeah, see how that's looking good?
And that's our frosting.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead a little bit to pulling the cake out of the oven. You'll see I have the oven mitt of safety this time. And here it is. Now to check if it's done properly, you can put a toothpick in the middle, and if it comes out clean, it's done. But if it's kind of gloopy, pop it back into the oven for another 5 minutes and then check again. Alright, because I'm doing it the double layer cake, I sliced off the top of the cake just to make it a little bit flatter so the top layer doesn't slide off. Now for the red layer here, we really have no clues what it is or how it got there. I mean, milk, flour, and egg? Where did the red stuff come from? Maybe we don't want to know. Anyway, I'm choosing to interpret it as strawberry jam, so I've got a little thing of homemade strawberry jam. But of course it can be store-bought or get wild and crazy and use raspberry jam. Or I guess ketchup? I really don't know. Okay, putting it all together now. First let's add a layer of regular frosting, like it looks in the official RuneScape cake. I happen to have this special frosting thingy. I've no idea what the official name of this thing is. But a spoon or a knife works fine as well. And give it a nice layer of icing here. Great. Sweet. Haha, oh sweet, haha. And now add the jam. I like to add a generous layer because the strawberry filling is probably my favorite part. And spread it around on top of the icing, and then it should be ready for the top layer. This part is probably the trickiest bit. I guess you just have to be confident and don't hesitate. And she lines it up, and smack down. That's probably not the official correct culinary term. And now for the finishing touch, just add a big layer of frosting on top. And yep, spread it around. Well, you can see the original doesn't exactly have a neat and tidy icing job, which made it a little bit easier to replicate.
If you really want that good RuneScape feel, you want it to kind of drip over the edges a little bit.
Well, in general, I think it turned out alright. Maybe I do have level 40 cooking. Okay, I'm gonna have a little taste now. And I ran out of regular flour for the second layer, so I had to use some almond flour, so that's why it's a weird color. So yeah, don't worry about that.
Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy your RuneScape cake. Get some. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like I said before, thanks so much for watching. You guys are really amazing. If you haven't already subscribed, I mean, have a look. Some people have told me it's pretty good. Also, I started up a Twitter. That seems to be a thing that people are doing. So even though I'm going to be pretty busy this fall, I'm going to try my best to keep that updated. And that's all from me. I hope you liked the video.